Secretary Hegseth, what I'm really concerned about is you purport to have unfaltering loyalty to President Trump, and yet you are continuously going...
Oh, you care a lot about President Trump, don't you?
You are going
behind his back. This is a huge waste of your 5 minutes.
A huge
waste of your 5 minutes that led nowhere.
I reclaim my time. You are repeatedly going behind the President's back.
Gentleman from Colorado's time. Go ahead, Mr. Crow.
You are repeatedly going behind President Trump's back, appointing people who he has accused of lying, who the White House is accused of lying.
Gentleman's time's expired.
And you are not being honest with...
We're properly funded for what's been done, for what we may have to do in the future, ensure that our ammunition is, everything's refilled, and not just refilled, but above and beyond. I mean, President Trump, as he said, rebuilt the military in his first term, didn't think he'd use it as dynamically in his second, but he had. So thank goodness he did that. And an investment like this is meant to say, hey, we'll replace anything that was spent. And now that we're reviving our defense industrial base and rebuilding the arsenal of freedom and cutting deals like our great deputy secretaries here is doing, long lead times on exquisite munitions, we're going to be refilled faster than anyone from family after family.
What started as a standard oversight hearing just turned into something the Pentagon did not come prepared to handle. Congressman Jason Crow did not spread his questions across the entire Defense Department. He focused on one name, Tim Parlatore, a close advisor to Pete Hegseth, whose appointment, vetting process, and private legal work, Crow argues, raised serious questions about conflicts of interest at the highest level of Pentagon leadership. The questions were not aggressive at the start, they were precise. How was he appointed? Was he properly vetted? Does his outside legal work create a conflict with what he is doing inside the building? As those questions got more pointed, Hegseth got more defensive, accusing Crow of political games rather than providing direct answers. Watch what 3 simple questions reveal about who is actually running the Pentagon and how they got there.
Thank you, Chairman. Mr. Secretary, I want to go in a little bit different direction. Timothy Parlatore served as your private attorney, correct?
Correct.
And Mr. Parlatore also served as private attorney for President Trump's campaign, correct?
I'm not privy to every professional position that he's held.
Well, I'll help you out. He did. And you appointed Mr. Parlatore as your senior advisor, correct?
He does reserve duty on behalf of the Navy.
His title is senior as an advisor. You gave him that title, correct?
And I would count him as very much an advisor of mine.
Yep, he travels with you, correct?
Tim Parlatore has been a long-term friend. He's a great patriot.
He travels with you. That's not what I asked. I reclaim my time. He travels with you, doesn't he? He travels with you, doesn't he? Correct? There's public Instagram that shows this. Just say yes.
Yes, of course.
Okay. He sits in meetings with you and advises you, doesn't he?
At the start of this exchange, Crow is not throwing punches. He is laying bricks, one confirmation at a time. Tim Parlatore was Hegseth's private attorney. He was connected to Trump's campaign, and then he became one of Hegseth's senior advisors inside the Pentagon. Crow is not asserting that any of those facts individually is disqualifying. He is establishing that all 3 of them are true at the same time, and letting the combination do the work, because the question he is building toward is not complicated. It is the one the Pentagon has not answered cleanly since Parlatore's name first surfaced. Should someone with that level of personal and political closeness be sitting inside the Defense Department in a sensitive advisory role?
He sits in some meetings on occasion.
Well, he maintains a desk in an office in the Pentagon, does he not?
I'd have to check.
You don't know?
It's a big Pentagon.
You directly commissioned Mr. Parlatore in the Naval Reserve as a Navy commander in March 2025, did you not?
I was very proud to do so.
And when you did, because he's a Navy Reserve officer, he didn't have to go through the PPO process, the White House Presidential Personnel Office, right? He wasn't vetted by a White House PPO.
Uniformed service members don't get vetted by
The answer is yes. He didn't have to be vetted by a White House PPO. He didn't go through the Senate confirmation process either, did he?
The focus now moves past who Parlatore is and onto how he got inside. Crow is pressing Hegseth on whether Parlatore was ever subjected to the same vetting process that any other senior Pentagon official would go through before being given access to high-level meetings and sensitive decisions. That is not a complicated standard. It is the standard. And Crow's argument is straightforward enough that Hegseth cannot reframe it as a political attack. When someone sits in rooms where classified decisions are made, the public has a right to know that proper oversight and security procedures were followed. before that person walked through the door. As Hegseth defends his advisor, the questions do not get easier. They get harder to avoid.
The answer is no.
I don't know what you're getting to, but Tim is a fantastic
I'll tell you what I'm
American.
getting to. The
He does
answer is
great
no,
work.
right?
He does great work.
Okay. He didn't maintain a security clearance when you appointed him as special advisor. Is that right?
I'd have to check.
You don't know.
I mean, anybody that has access to sensitive material is going to have the appropriate clearance.
Okay, so when you appointed him as special advisor, he had a security clearance?
You're trying to piece together a timeline.
No, I'm asking
that I
a simple
can't give you
question.
exact
One of your
dates for.
special, most sensitive advisors, did he have a security
No,
clearance?
you're
when you-
playing a gotcha game like you do on TV
I'm
and
asking
everywhere else.
questions.
You're trying to thread together details that
Clearly
are
you're
connected about
concerned.
something else. and-
Clearly you're concerned about my line of questioning, aren't you, Mr. Secretary? Because you know where it's going, don't you?
At this point,
I
the hearing
think you
shifts
do.
in a way the room immediately notices. Crow asks a direct question about security clearance, the kind that has a yes or a no sitting right underneath it. And instead of providing one, Hegseth accuses him of running a gotcha game. Crow does not accept the reframe. He makes the distinction out loud. These are not trick questions. They are not political traps. They are basic oversight questions about a person with access to senior Pentagon meetings and sensitive information. The moment Hegseth chose deflection over a direct answer, the hearing stopped being about Parlatore's qualifications and started being about whether the Defense Secretary will answer to Congress at all.
So, does Mr. Parlatore represent foreign governments? He has a private law practice, does he not?
From what I understand of his law practice, he does a lot of great work for service members in the military and other.
He maintains a private law practice. Does he represent foreign governments or foreign persons in that private law practice?
I don't know.
You don't know. Somebody who's sitting in your meetings, a special advisor, you don't know. Does he represent any senior officers who are currently under consideration for promotion by you or your office?
The only person that makes determinations about senior officers is me.
Answer the question. Does he represent senior officers who are under consideration for promotion by you?
No, I'm the one that makes decisions about choosing.
Does he represent them,
finding
Mr.
senior
Secretary? Does he
He
represent
doesn't
them?
represent anyone. He's a legal advisor and always has been.
But he has clients, does he not?
He's a legal advisor to me on reserve duty, and he always has been, and he does a fantastic.
Is it
The hearing now arrives at the question that makes everything before it matter. Crow moves past the appointment process and the security clearance and gets to the part that cannot be dismissed as procedural: potential conflicts of interest. Whether Parlatore's private legal work overlaps with what he's doing inside the Pentagon, whether any of his clients have business before the Defense Department, and whether a senior advisor operating in that gray zone, even if nothing improper has been confirmed, creates an appearance problem that undermines public trust in the institution itself. Hegseth dismisses it. Crow holds his ground because the standard for senior officials inside the Pentagon is not whether wrongdoing can be proven. It is whether the conflict can be clearly ruled out, and that answer has not been provided.
true that Mr.
You're playing a
Parlatore was
losing hand,
removed?
whatever you're
I
trying to
reclaim my
play here.
time. Is it true that Mr. Parlatore was removed from an investigation by the White House last year?
I don't know what you're referring to, but not that I'm aware of.
You're not aware of it. Was it true that you were also removed from that same investigation? The answer is yes.
No, not that I'm aware of.
You're not aware of it. That's interesting. Well, is it true that Mr. Parlatore disparaged President Trump?
I don't know what you're referring to, but no.
Is it true that Mr. Parlatore was accused by President Trump and his lawyers of lying?
What you're accused of is a cute line of questioning that's going nowhere.
Well, it's going somewhere, which is why you're not answering the question. Was it true that he was accused of lying by the president's legal team?
I'm not familiar to. You'd have to give me the context.
Well, it's right
of that
here. You
article,
want to look at
and
the statement from President
Anybody
Trump's
could
legal
blow up
team?
a quote and claim it says something, and that's what you're doing in a little stunt.
Secretary Hegseth, what I'm really concerned about is you purport to have unfaltering loyalty to President Trump, and yet you are continuously
Oh,
going...
you care a lot
I
about
reclaim my
President Trump,
time.
don't you?
You
This
are going
is a
behind
cute
his back
waste of your 5
and
minutes.
appointing
A
people.
huge,
I reclaim
cute
my time.
waste of your 5 minutes that
I
led
reclaim
nowhere.
my time. You are
Do not
repeatedly
pass go,
going
do not
behind the
collect the
president's
Gentleman
back.
from Colorado's
Failed.
time. Go ahead, Mr. Crow.
You are repeatedly going behind President Trump's back, appointing people who he has accused of lying, who the White House is
Gentleman's
accused of
time's
lying.
expired. The
And you
chair
are
now
not being honest
recognizes
with
the gentlelady
President Trump.
By the time this hearing closed, the conversation had moved well past Tim Parlatore's resume. Crow's argument in its final form was not about one advisor. It was about the standard the Pentagon is being held to, and whether that standard is being applied consistently to everyone inside it, regardless of how close they sit to the secretary. Throughout the exchange, he pressed on the appointment process, the vetting, the security clearance, and the private legal work that may overlap with Parlatore's responsibilities inside the building. Each question on its own might be explained away. Together, they form a picture of an advisory arrangement that has not been subjected to the transparency that senior Pentagon roles normally require. Hegseth defended Parlatore at every turn, describing him as a trusted advisor, rejecting the suggestion that anything improper had taken place, and accusing Crow of running political interference instead of conducting legitimate oversight. Crow held his position to the end. These were not political questions. They were the basic questions Congress is supposed to ask when someone with access to sensitive meetings and high-level decisions has not been put through the process designed to ensure those decisions stay protected. Whether Hegseth's defense ultimately holds up depends on what further oversight produces. But the questions Crow placed on the record during this hearing do not go away because the Secretary declined to answer them directly. They stay there, and they will be waiting when the next investigation begins.